bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in to 100.7 The Score. It is The Bottom Line. I'm Rob Breaux alongside Trent Hilliard this afternoon for an hour, and then we'll have Jamie Lent come in, Lucas White behind the glass. So his intern, Evelina. We've got some things to talk about. It is maybe the deadest week in sports, but we will have plenty to do. We'll do some balls and strikes with you today, Trent. I'll give you a scenario, and you'll say ball or strike. So
all right.
We'll figure that out as we go. I liked the home run derby last night. I thought it was better than the timed event. I think, I would have gone back to the 10 strikes. I thought that was fine. But
right.
I liked the 20 pitches. And then you created some intrigue. And, of course, the guy at the end, Walker, gets to hit 6 or 7 straight to win the thing. It was awesome.
That was great. It did. I thought it was really good.
I like the home run derby. I like it every year. It's been good every year. It's different every year. I think they could just keep it this way for a while, and it could create some intrigue every year.
It seemed to. I'm curious as to how much of that was brought on because you did have a local participant there with Schwarber in the finals.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and so it brought the fans, the cheering, the booing, the whole stuff was great. So that added to it, I felt like for sure. So I don't know if it would have been as dramatic or the fans as much involved if it wasn't a Philly there, but they were certainly into it, and it brought a lot of fun to it.
Yeah, the only way it would have been better if it was Schwarber and Harper in the finals, and they had to choose between.
Had to choose, or
and they would have been excited either way. You go back to several. I think when it was with the Nationals, Harper won. I think it was Todd Frazier maybe in Cincinnati won.
Okay.
Todd Frazier. So you've had that before. I guess I understand why, but they should have put Schwarber last.
Yeah. I agree.
Go it's unfair because it's home, but you got to let the home guy get the last shot. But it worked out fine, and it was exciting.
It was good. It'll be interesting to see what the numbers are as far as viewership goes, with it being on Netflix, and if they had enough tune in. Equivalency to being just on ESPN and what they had there.
Yeah, I wonder what the metric is for them to call that a success.
Right.
Because I would assume more people have ESPN than have Netflix. There's more opportunity for people to watch it, just stumble upon it on ESPN. Yeah. There's probably a different segment of people that are stumbling upon it on Netflix. Just because my dad didn't know it was on Netflix, and he was trying to watch something else. He was like, "Oh, the home run derby, let's watch that."
There you go.
So there's also people that don't have Netflix that didn't watch it at all. So
right.
But is the metric like, oh yeah, we had this segment of people that don't normally watch, and they'll create some sort of, oh yeah, it was a great success. 300,000 people watched it. It's like, well, 6 million people watched it on ESPN, but I guess the metrics are different. So.
Right. Yeah, and if you're Netflix, you're just trying to get, content that isn't out there other places. Hey, you got to subscribe to us, stream us, and this is what you have. And that's, more and more that's where sports is headed. I don't like it because you have to be more. Like you said, you're not just stumbling on something. I'm still old school. I'll just scroll through. There's a game. I'll just flip it over and watch that game, or watch that NBA Summer League game, or whatever it is, because it's on. And I'm not purposefully going to Prime or Netflix or whatever it is to go watch something. So, but I did last night, and it was well worth it.
It's funny. I have cable at my apartment.
Right.
But I only use it to log into other stuff. So I don't normally ever just scroll cable anymore. But I've been in, I guess, hotels for 4 or 5 nights in the last 2 weeks. And
Right.
it's fun to just scroll
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
It's like, oh, the Spider-Man cartoon. I'll watch that for 20 minutes. And then,
Yeah.
oh, here's some Andy Griffith I haven't seen in 20 years. Let's watch some Andy Griffith for a minute. Oh, here's the last 30 minutes of John Wick. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah. We had Independence Day on before we moved it over to watching the Home Run Derby. So yeah, it was. It's just kind of like brainless scroll through things right there. So, but yeah, it was good. I don't like it. I guess when you get your college football that's spread out, because I like to be able to go back and forth games on a Saturday. If it's not Tech playing, then just go watch other ones. And when you have to go to certain channels and log in, log out, go to whatever, it makes it a little more difficult. But boy, how lazy is that? Golly, I'm sitting here on my couch and don't make me have to log out of this and log into something else. Golly, the work they make me do.
It is a little frustrating when you're watching 2 games at once, and one of them's on ESPN Plus, and one of them's on, even if it's ESPN whatever.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, we can't just go back and forth. We got to go to the app on this one.
Yeah, so that's why you have all the man caves, or during football season we bring in our TV from another room, and it sits there next to it so that we can go back and forth in those. And if it gets really good, we've got it one back behind us in another room that we'll turn on and tune in, and put one of them on the multi-view, and and you're good to go.
The NFL was the last really standing league that was just everywhere, and it was CBS, Fox, right?
Right.
NBC, and then you had ESPN on Monday nights.
Yeah.
But it was all just cable, right?
And I'm old enough to remember when it was ABC.
ABC,
Monday night.
Yeah. And now we've got Peacock games exclusive,
right?
Which I don't think are on NBC. They might be. I think there's at least one Peacock only game. And then there's Netflix games on Christmas. And I think the night before Thanksgiving potentially is a Netflix game. So even the NFL now is...
Yeah.
And there's NFL Network games that you can only see on NFL Network. We got Prime on Thursday nights.
On Thursday nights, yeah. Well, and there's so many, instead of just Sundays, now that your red zone and all that aren't as big a thing, because there's not, 7-8 games going on at one time. They're spread out during the week, so...
I think it's Thanksgiving. You have Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
NFL games. And then I think at Christmas, it's something stupid like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wow.
NFL games.
All over that time. So which that makes
Something
more
like
sense at Christmas time, I guess, because you don't have the college games.
Yeah, there's some bowl
that you
games
have,
maybe,
and bowl games are about to be a thing of the past. If we expand to 24 teams, but yeah, I think certainly a different deal there that you've got going on now than what it used to be. So, but it works. People are getting paid.
Yeah, as I say often, somebody think about the TV executives, please. They're starving. They're starving. All right, we'll come back and do some headlines. We'll also look at some balls and strikes this hour, and potentially some top NFL positions. And otherwise, we've got some scandals to talk about. It's going to be a fun day. More after this. 100.7 The Score. This is the bottom line.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
.7 The Score. It is the bottom line. It's time for some balls and strikes. I'm going to pitch you a couple situations.
Okay.
And you can either give me a huh or a, I guess just don't say anything.
Outside.
We'll let Evelyn answer if she wants to, since she's on the mic. Or Lucas could lean over now that he's back in the room. So we will start with some balls and strikes. The first one, these are all college football. 10 Big 12 teams will qualify for a bowl game. 10 Big 12 teams will be at least 6-6.
Outside.
That's a ball. Okay, how many do you think would?
8.
8 teams. Okay, I'm gonna give you the teams I have at least being close to qualifying. See if you agree. So I've got Arizona, Arizona State, BYU, Houston, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, Utah, West Virginia.
I'd go no on West Virginia.
So that'd be under.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be close on a few of those. Obviously, Oklahoma State, too, I think will be close. I think they have a lot of things to recover from over the last 2 years. Now, they've completely rebuilt that roster and coaching staff and front office staff, and they've got a lot of positives there for them. But it is going to take a big leap to go from 0-18 in the last 2 years in conference play to win enough to be in the mix.
And I think that Oregon game they have is huge for them. Not that they have to win it, but if they can manage to just show up for even a half and show the improvement over what happened to them last year in that game, then that can propel them forward. You know, if they go out and they get
confidence in their own minds.
Yeah. If they get blown out again, and totally, I think it's going to be even though it's a whole new roster, and you're not going, well, it's the same as it was last year with those people because they don't know really. It's still the mindset of we're not there. Yeah. And so, if they're able to be competitive in that game, I think that's going to propel them forward during Big 12 play.
All right, Evelina, 10 Big 12 teams qualify for a bowl game.
I'm going to say under that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, apparently I'm the only one that believes in the Big 12 here.
I just look at so many of the schedules.
Oh, yeah.
And they're out of conference games, and I see so many losing at least one game in that situation, and then so now you're looking at where are they going to get one made up to. You've got to go 500 in the Big 12 to be able to get that, and so I think that's going to be the bad part.
Especially if you look at these teams that are going to be close, like let's say Baylor. I have Baylor at 5-7.
Right.
Well, they play Auburn and Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
They could lose both of them.
Exactly.
Cincinnati plays Boston College. Colorado plays Georgia Tech. So there are certainly some teams. West Virginia plays Virginia. I've got them 6-6 and beating Virginia.
Okay.
So they could easily be 5-7 and lose to Virginia. Right. So it is interesting. There's gonna be a lot of 8-4, 6-6, 5-7 teams in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all evens out. All right, the next one. Will Hammond will start at least 13 games with the regular season Big 12 championship and playoffs.
Well, I'm going ball again.
So you think he is going to start like week 3?
Yes.
So it'll be 10 regular season, and then you got to, really win some games to get to the rest.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be starting the first one, and I don't even know if he starts week 3. Even if he's released and healthy or whatever, it depends on what we've looked like in those first 2. Because I don't, I'm one of those that. Well, you don't start somebody, you don't throw them in there just, if the other guy's been performing. And so, you go with what you kind of have, but, you've got a pretty good one. If something goes wrong, you can bring him in a hurry or spark it or whatever you need to do. So we'll see, but I don't think he'll start the first 2. And if things go well, I don't think he'll start that third one either.
Evelina?
I don't think he starts that many, but I do think he probably plays against Houston. I just don't think he probably doesn't play against the first game.
So that is the first 2 games you'd be missing. That would be ACU and Oregon State.
Right.
Now, if you're going to bring a guy in cold against Houston, that's pretty dangerous.
I think he'll play. I think we'll play in those 2 games. I just don't think he'll start. I think he comes in, maybe he starts even the second half and goes. But I don't think they want to throw him out there and something goes wrong early. Let's.
If he's playing, he's starting.
You think?
Yeah,
he'll start it out.
If he's playing, he's starting.
I don't think he needs to start the first 2 though. They're like, what is he gonna really get from that? Because those teams are not.
Reps.
Yeah, just reps. That's it.
You're gonna get chemistry.
He's still young. He needs as much as he can get. But
if he doesn't start the first 2, and Kirk Francis looks amazing, do you trust that your team is just really good, and Kirk Francis can also look amazing against a defense like Houston? Because then it's you just start against Sam Houston in week 4 with Will Hammond, because Will Hammond is QB1 and will be playing when you get to Colorado, regardless of how Kirk Francis looks.
Yes, but and boy, what a tough situation that you've got as coaches, in that deal. So, why he's supposedly going to be cleared, it looks like keep hearing, mid-late August that he's going to be good to go. What does that look like when you don't have the yellow jersey on? Right. And
because it's a thin line between we want Will Hammond to play and win every game to we want Will Hammond as healthy as he can be in the playoff.
Right, because that's the whole thing. That's why you went and got Sorsby. Of course, 1, Will was hurt, and 2, because of your quarterback play against Oregon last year. You're going, okay, that's the one weakness. We've got to be able to play better at this position if we're going to move forward. And so you don't want to risk everything, but you also have a very slim margin if you're Tech to get into, because the Big 12 and the reputation and your non-conference schedule's so weak that you can't afford a slip up. Really, if you slip up in the regular play and you don't win the Big 12 championship, I don't think you're going to get in with 2 losses. Unless BYU, it's BYU and BYU ran the table and they beat Notre Dame. Then you could possibly get in, with a slip up there. But that the margin of error because of our schedule and the conference we're in is very minimal.
Yeah, if there's any team that could, it would be Texas Tech out of the Big 12.
All right.
But I don't think certainly if you don't win the Big 12, you're not going to get in the playoff.
Yeah.
That's just the precedent that's been set. All right, here's number 3. The state of Texas will win the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC, and the Pac-12. So it's Pac-12 is Texas State,
right?
The ACC, SMU, and then obviously Texas A&M, Texas, and the SEC both have great chances to win the SEC, and then plenty of teams in Texas in the Big 12. But certainly we think Texas Tech will do it.
If I go 3 for 4, would I give that a ball or a strike?
We'll go ABS on that one. Okay, so you're going out just outside with Pac-12. I'm assuming.
So no, actually
ACC.
Okay. Yeah. I think Miami wins that one.
They should have won last year.
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
They should have played in it. It was ridiculous that Duke had the opportunity to play for that and then ultimately win it.
Right. Hopefully they've remedied that situation with their changes.
I mean, they should have figured that out, I think. So you'd go SMU the least likely?
Yes.
Okay, I would go Texas State the least likely, but it'd be fun.
It'd be
a fun story. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, the Pac-12, with all those teams and competing, because they're all going to be, majority of them new and fresh and feeling like it's wide open.
We got to get somebody out of Texas into the Big Ten so we can just sweep them.
There you go. Texas has been wanting into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to go Big Ten.
So we'll figure it out.
bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score is the Bottom Line. Chuck is Jamie's pet raccoon.
No. No.
I'm not sure what that means.
And if I'm going to have a pet, it's going to be called a raccoon. And not a raccoon. It's a raccoon.
Would you name your next dog Raccoon?
A raccoon?
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Do you ever watch the animal videos of raccoons? Like washing their hands before they eat?
I mean, I've seen some of that
They'll
before.
like go wash their hands in a puddle and then eat trash. What are we doing? You don't need to.
I don't know, man.
Some of my favorite animal videos are raccoons stealing dog food.
Okay.
But they grab it in their hands and then run off on 2 feet. So it's like they're like
Little people?
waddling away. Yeah.
Little people with a mask on?
And the raccoon's not even looking at the food. He's just
Yeah.
feeling for it and then keeps his eyes for the dog, I guess.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Well, I'm going to guess. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I probably don't spend as much time doing that as you do.
Maybe not. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. It's time for a question of the day here. Let's get to that.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score. Brought to you by someone not named Jamie and presented by Connecticut of West Texas. Life's hard, your water shouldn't be.
Are we dipped our toe into this earlier accidentally? And so I thought it'd be a good question to bring to the chat line and to you, Jamie. It's one of those classic summer questions. You know, a lot of times on these shows, we focus on the positives. So who's some of your favorite players from your favorite teams, or who's maybe an underrated player from one of your favorite teams. I want the opposite. I want some of your most hated players from your favorite teams. And I guess we were just talking about one potentially in the break, so you could say him or someone else. So your favorite teams, obviously Yankees, Bills, some of those teams. What I mentioned earlier was C.J. Wilson from his time at the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, he went to the Angels. Roy E. Williams is my least favorite Cowboy of all time, the wide receiver.
Okay.
Mostly because the trade really ruined a lot of what was going on at that point because you gave away some draft picks. But also Andre Gerard, the center, who would snap it over Tony Romo's head every seventh snap, was very frustrating as well. Those are a few of my least favorite players from my favorite teams. Who would you put in that list?
Well, one we talked about yesterday on Tech Talk, A-Rod.
Yeah. That's what I thought was going to be your number one.
As far as on the Yankees, A-Rod definitely would have been high on the list. Trying to think of other guys recently that have been on the team. Aroldis Chapman.
Yes.
Remember the Yankees got him after he had been accused of domestic assault. And so I was
He was with the Cubs, had the domestic assault. The Yankees got him, and then he went back to the Cubs?
No,
or did he go back to the Yankees?
I think it started with the Reds. I think that's where it started. The Yankees traded for him. Traded him to the Cubs. And then re-signed him.
That's what it was.
The next offseason. For the Buffalo Bills, Stephon Diggs, Terrell Owens.
I always forget he was a Bill at the end.
Yeah. Those two guys would be high on the list.
I liked Terrell Owens, but
Did you?
I hated him as an Eagle. And a 49er. Those are two of my least favorite teams, period.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him when he was a Cowboy,
they're both rivals with the Cowboys.
Yeah, certainly, especially when I was growing up.
Probably that's where he was the best. Those two places.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Yeah.
No, well, that's, old man Terrell Owens at that point. I'm trying to think of... I haven't really had a Red Raider that I hate. And I wouldn't I'd probably keep that to the professional ranks anyways. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like to say I hate college athletes. Not that I hated any of the other guys I've said, but Jonathan Storman always frustrated me.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. He was an offensive lineman. Maybe Wells last year. He'd been to 4 different schools or 5 different schools and then came here for a season.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Shuck rubbed me the wrong way in a big way.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
Lucas, you have a lot of favorite teams. Do you have any least favorite players from any of your favorite teams?
Do they currently still have to be on the team? Or
No, this is all time.
Okay, you know the answer right here. It's Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole on the Wizards.
You were a big time hater of Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
I think you popped champagne when he left.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was so happy. And obviously, he's not on the team that I am a fan of, but Kumar Rocker, I'm definitely a hater on Kumar.
What's the story there?
He got drafted by the Mets, and then he disclosed some injuries that the Mets didn't know about. He went back to Vanderbilt, had a phenomenal year, and then...
I thought he went to Alaska or something.
Well, I think...
Didn't he snubbed the Mets?
Yeah, he
and
snubbed the
played like
Mets.
Alaskan...
Summer League ball?
Yeah, for a year.
Okay.
And then he...
Even more than Summer League. I think it was like an independent league all year.
All right.
And then he got drafted still in the top 5 by the Rangers.
So, yeah, it's him saying that
He was technically drafted by the Mets.
And then Manny Machado is another one I can't stand. Him and Bradley Beal both said that they wanted to stay on the team that I'm a fan of, and then when money was put in their face, they were like, I don't know. We want to go somewhere else.
I forget Manny Machado was an Oriole.
Yeah.
How about Pop Isaacs?
Did you see the Pop Isaacs graphic from... he's at Oklahoma now? They put out a graphic of like, height, weight, who's your favorite player, who do you try to emulate? And when he was asked who he wanted to model his game after, he said, myself. Which tracks. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. TJ Stormont. Yeah, that's what it was. TJ Stormont.
Oh, is he the kid from TCU?
Yes. TJ
I was
Stormont.
just talking to Choice about him the other day, and for the world, we couldn't figure out.
TJ Stormont.
Yes.
He had 2 plays that really made me mad. There was a play where he got an unnecessary roughness way after a play that really was detrimental to the team.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was the Kansas State game that got Matt Wells fired. They stomped Henry Colombi's head, or whoever's playing quarterback in that game. And Stormont was just like, yeah.
Yeah. Stormont, when the NIL thing first started, wanted to do a radio show with us. And we were going to do it. It was going to be him and Shuck. And we were going to pay them. Okay? But first we wanted to do a practice show to make sure, so they knew what they were doing.
Right.
Okay? And he refused to do any kind of practice show.
He just wanted to be on.
He just wanted to be on and be paid. Moron.
More after this.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score is the Bottom Line. It is time for Tell Me I'm Wrong. Jamie, what you got?
Okay, gentlemen, fine listening audience. I'm here to tell you today that when Texas Tech football lines it up with Houston on the Friday night, that if Texas Tech loses that game on September the 18th, that we should probably expect to lose at least one more game in the regular season. Tell me I'm wrong.
If you lose to Houston, you should expect to lose again. I'm going to say you're wrong. Though I do think if you lose to Houston, you certainly would be a little bit more worried.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Houston is the best team on your schedule. I think Houston's better than Arizona.
Better than Arizona State.
I think Houston's better than Arizona State right now. I think Houston is legit. I think Houston has a reliable quarterback.
Mm-hmm. No, I think so. I think better than reliable.
I think Houston has a running back that's coming off a season where he didn't perform at Oregon. Can he come perform here? And I think they have one of the best wide receivers in the league in Amari Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And defensively, they are just always going to be good, I think. So I would not be surprised if Houston made that game really competitive, especially if Will Hammond hasn't played more than 2 quarters heading into that game, because that's an opportunity now where Will Hammond's a little bit rusty.
Do you think we could get a rematch of those two in the Big 12 championship game?
Yes, I absolutely think you could. I think it could be just like BYU last year.
You are higher on Houston than probably anybody I know.
Now, Houston, if you're looking at Houston's schedule, Houston plays Oregon State Southern and Georgia Southern around Texas Tech. In the Big 12, they play UCF, at Kansas State, Oklahoma State, at Utah. Tough game. Their final 4 games after a bye are Cincinnati, Colorado, West Virginia, Baylor. So I think if Houston gets past Texas Tech, on the other side of your question, tell me I'm wrong. If Houston beats Texas Tech, they might not lose another game.
So you're telling me you think Houston could go undefeated?
Yeah. If they beat Texas Tech, I would have them going undefeated, yeah.
I would say I'm more confident Houston's going to lose twice than I am that they're going undefeated.
Certainly. But I also think one of those losses is Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Can you win 2 of the 3 against Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Utah? That's the question for Houston, with 2 of those on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But back to your original question, I mean, if you lose to Houston at home, I think that's more of a fact of, hey, you're coming home from Corvallis. Will Hammond is still getting back from the injury. Maybe Kirk Francis is starting.
Yeah, to me, that's the biggest question is the quarterback position.
I don't look at Arizona State and Arizona as saying, hey, they have the things that can be replicated like Houston did.
Okay. I'm also afraid of the TCU contest, just because it feels like we've struggled with them at times, and the being around Thanksgiving thing is just funky. How all of that's going to go.
I have Texas Tech going 11-1 in the season, and wherever that loss is the only loss that they'll have.
Okay.
So even if it is Houston,
Houston, it will be the only one.
Okay.
So
I don't have Houston as the best team on Texas Tech's schedule, and so my thought process is if you're not winning that game, then I would be worried that there'll be more to come.
I just still don't believe in Brett Brennan.
I don't think you're going to lose that game. I think you're going to go undefeated. You don't have that much confidence in Brett Brennan? Okay. I think Arizona State scares me more than them. More than Arizona. Even the trip to Waco scares me a little bit. Just hadn't gone great against them. And again, I know these are past things and that doesn't affect this year's game, but I don't know.
It's funny, Baylor in particular, it feels like you're better in Waco. in some ways.
It's been really bad at home.
It's been
that's
really
for sure.
bad the last 2 times they've come to Lubbock.
You were good in Arlington for a long time. Till you weren't.
It just feels like Texas Tech has been bad against a lot of Big 12 teams in the last 10 years. And it's just a new world now that I think you're having to reset some expectations. Because you look at, all right, since 2010, you probably have a losing record against Oklahoma State, TCU, Baylor, Iowa State, though Joey has not lost to Iowa State, Kansas State certainly. I mean, you just have losing records against most Big 12 teams. Baylor.
Right.
Now, you've gotten a couple back against Baylor. You've beaten TCU a couple of times. But all of those schools that respond to Texas Tech runs the Big 12 now with the last 10 years of history. From 2010 to 2020, or you could either go like 13 to 22. That's the worst decade in Texas Tech football history.
Okay.
And the worst you were 4-8. If you look at worst decades for some of these other programs, it's a much different story, especially teams like Baylor.
Yeah.
But the only teams you have winning records against in the conference in the last 10 years are probably West Virginia's pretty close because Matt Wells owned Neil Brown somehow, and Kansas.
And everybody owned Kansas.
And everybody owned Kansas for a long stretch, except, Texas for a year. So it does feel like, in a lot of ways, this is what you were talking about going into last year. Like, oh, yeah, well, we don't know if Texas Tech's going to be good enough. Let's just see them do it once. Well, they've done it once.
They've done it once, right.
And so I
And
wouldn't.
then you just look purely at the roster and the amount of talent that you have compared to other schools, and that's where that confidence comes from.
But you could also look at the other way and say, Houston is a team that you've owned, right? Arizona, you're way up in the historical category because of the border conference. You played them a bunch of times. And then you're just now getting back ahead of or tied with Baylor and Oklahoma State and TCU in the historical conferences because they had such a run to get ahead of you. You are up 2 on TCU. I think Baylor maybe went back ahead 1 or retied it last year.
I feel like we're down now.
Oh, I can look at that. Hold on. Baylor. Yep, you're back down 2.
Yep.
And then I think Oklahoma State, you're right even with. You're 1 ahead, 24 and 25. So you've played them 50-plus times. You played Baylor 50-plus times. You played TCU 50-plus times. All of those are basically 500. And then Arizona, you murder. And I think...
Yeah, just pointing out the whole math thing there. 24 and 25 is... combined is not 50-plus.
Well, there's 3 ties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's 3 ties. I can do math. I just didn't add the ties in there. Right. If you beat Houston this year, you'll be tied all time, 18 and 18. Because Houston kind of...
Boy, and what's the streak against Houston now?
I think you've won... Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. Yeah. And you're still down 1 all time. Because from 76 to 90, they won all but 3. And you played them pretty much every year. And they upset you pretty good twice to ruin some outright Southwest championships, I think. But since 90, you've owned Houston. I think they have 1 win since 1990. All right, more after this.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. It is time for the most important fact of the day, brought to you by Dos Equis. I might have a Dos Equis today. That sounds pretty good, actually.
Okay, well, good.
I don't often have beer at the end of the day, but
when you do.
But when I do, it's a well-dressed Dos Equis. Let's see. Human teeth are the only body parts that cannot heal themselves.
Heal themselves?
Yeah, so if you chip a tooth, it's just chipped.
Oh, yeah, it can't fix. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Makes sense.
Which I feel like is more of a semantics thing because you can also like not regrow a leg. Right?
Yeah, but
if you break a bone, it would heal.
Yeah, or if you're bruised in your leg, yeah.
A shrimp's heart, do you know where it's located?
In its pinky finger.
In its head.
Okay. Have you not seen a shrimp's pinky finger before?
No. There's a
look.
large bug that Choice just brought in here that seems like it could have a
pinky finger.
Lucas is free. I mean, look at this thing. Let me get it off the black. Can I? Wish I had a piece of white paper.
These are the things that Choice Woodman does.
Look at this thing.
Just walks into the studio with
threw a dead bug at me.
With a bug the size of a racquetball. Hands it to Rob.
It's at least the size of a golf ball. It would be larger than a golf ball, I believe.
I think so too. That's why I went racquetball.
Do you know what the plastic tips on the end of your shoelaces are called?
Oh, I heard this before.
If you're a fan of Phineas and Ferb, you know the song.
I'm not. And I don't.
Do you know this, Lucas?
I know it ends with a lit.
It does? It's an aglet.
Aglet, yeah.
An aglet. So there you go. There's some facts of the day brought to you by Dos Equis.
And I thought that was the child of an A&M grad.
Also that. Yeah. If two Aggies have a child, it's an aglet. Who is better? This from the chat line. BYU or Houston? BYU or Houston?
I'm going BYU.
I think I would too. I think Houston has a better wide receiver. I think both of those quarterbacks are similar in maybe not ceiling because Bear Bachmeier is younger.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Aggie hates Connor Wegman. He says, I have a man crush on Wegman. Wegman is the kind of quarterback that's just not going to lose you a game. I don't think he's going to go out and win a bunch of games. But isn't that also just what you're expecting from Will Hammond this year? Don't you hope Will Hammond is as good as Connor Wegman this year?
Yeah, probably. Didn't Wegman self-destruct early in our game last year there in Houston?
Yeah, I also don't think Will Hammond is going to go against Romello Height and David Bailey. Wegman got crunched in the game, and I think quit a little bit. He did not want any more of the smoke, I think, against Texas Tech last year, but honestly, it's a little bit understandable. So maybe you do have questions on Connor Wegman's toughness a little bit. He to me, reminds me a little bit of like Alex Smith on the Chiefs.
Okay.
He's a bus driver.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to keep you on the road. Mm-hmm. Would I put him in a NASCAR event as a good driver, or would I give him a sports car to drive? Probably not. But I would trust him to
like
get a group of people one place. Maybe a minivan.
Yeah.
A people mover.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a long hauling truck.
Okay.
Because some of those truck drivers you see in the truck stops, you're like, how does this guy get one place to the other? Some of these sketchy truck drivers. All respect to the truck drivers. We have some great truck drivers in our audience, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. Some of these guys I wonder about.
But that's the same way with radio guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Are you thinking TCU is as good as BYU or Houston? No, but I would put BYU and Houston, if we were tiering things, I would put BYU and Houston probably in the same tier.
Maybe.
How many tiers would you have in the Big 12? Would it be one tier at the top with Texas Tech and BYU for you?
No. One tier at the top with Texas Tech in it.
Okay. Okay, well,
I mean,
sure.
That's where I'm at. I mean, to me, if Texas Tech doesn't win it, it's going to be a big surprise.
So BYU...
I wouldn't say that about BYU.
BYU in tier 2.
Yep.
With...
You can put Houston in there.
You seem to be high on Arizona State and Arizona.
Yep.
Would there be anybody else? Utah?
Yep. That's it.
Okay. And then that next tier would be probably have TCU in it.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing on Red Raider Recon positional breakdowns. And obviously we've focused on Texas Tech, but then we've also done Big 12 breakdowns. A lot of it seemed to be BYU breakdowns, especially defensively. It just seems like Houston and BYU are on every list. And we've done the top 3 beyond Texas Tech. So when you look at the defensive line, the linebackers, the secondary, Houston and BYU in all those lists. And then you look at the wide receivers, and you're like, well, if you're looking at top wide receivers, Amari Thomas is there. BYU, I don't think, has a top wide receiver. No. Quarterbacks, I think Bear Bachmeier and Connor Wegman are similar. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if either of those guys were in the top 3 for Clinton. I'd have to go back and look. And then you go to running backs, and LJ Martin is certainly there. But as we mentioned yesterday, the kid from Tulane, who was at Oregon last year with a bunch of other guys, seems to be at a place where he could have more success. Obviously, he gets back into the offense. He was good at Tulane. Because it's Slade Nagel, the offensive coordinator at Houston, was the offensive coordinator at Tulane.
Made up name.
It does seem like a made-up name.
Mm-hmm.
Slade Nagel.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Willie Fritz, Slade Nagel, and Sean Bell running the offense.
Sean Bell seems like a real person.
Yeah. And now Michael Bishop.
EA-generated names.
Yeah, it does feel like EA-generated.
Slade Nagel.
I'm going to try to run dynasties until I get my coach with a helmet on, like we heard yesterday. I'm just gonna restart him every time. Hate is a strong word. He just really, really, really dislikes him. Nobody? Song from the mid-2000s.
I don't know.
Collier would have smashed that Phineas and Ferb question.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Depends if you like Phineas and Ferb or not.
Okay.
Perry the platypus.
Apparently Collier and Lucas do.
A platypus? Perry the platypus. All right, that's it for us. It's the bottom line. More great sports talk coming up next, but it's Tech Talk on Double T 97.3, the All-Star Game at 6 o'clock.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.